ancient stones, whispering tales of yesterdays gone. In the shadow of the emerald hills, we find our hearts where sorrow stills. Lamenting the crisp night air, echoes of love we once did share. A bonfire of tears, but I still gleam. In the night we find our dream. Oh, the moon's embrace, so cool and bright, guides us through the darkest night. In every tear, a drop of grace, we find our hope in the moon's embrace. Curtains of mist over fields so green, a silver thread in twilight sheen. Through whispered tales we carry forth, our stories embolden, our hearts their worth. The thistle and heather guide our way, through shadows etched in yesterday. Each loss a star in the midnight sky reminds the soul it's okay to cry. Oh, the moon's embrace, so cool and bright, guides us through the darkest night. In every tear, a drop of grace, we find our hope in the moon's embrace. The thistle and heather guide our way, through shadows etched in yesterday. Each loss a star in a midnight sky reminds the soul it's okay to cry. Oh, 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 the moon's embrace, so cool and bright.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Let me see if I can get my, sorry about that. There we go. How is everyone tonight? What a wonderful day we are having. It is Thursday, June 18th, correct? Yes, Thursday, June 18th. If you're in other parts of the world, it could be June 19th. It could be, I don't think it would be like the day before. Maybe. Oh, she can't hear me over on, hold on. Input. Hello, hello, hello. Let me test my thing on testing, testing. Nope, it's not me. Huh. I'm over on, there's people over on Discord and they can't hear me. I'm present. Like, if you have any issues tonight, just let me know that I am streaming on Discord and Facebook. So, welcome, welcome. If this is your first time here, I'm MamaCole, Cheryl, and I'm a psychic medium with psychic insights. I have been doing this for quite a while. I'm also a spiritual coach, a guide, a remote viewer, a Reiki master. I work with chakras, crystal. I'm also a crystal master healer. And those are all just titles. I'm just honestly me. I'm here tonight. Tonight, we're going to cover the sacral chakra and how to kind of like get out of survival mode and reclaim some joy in your life and like how to even do that. The last, what has it been? It's in like the last month or so, we've been covering the chakra system. And if you're a member of my Patreon page, which let me put that on here, hold on the Patreon page, there's lots of free information about your chakra systems, and we've been going over them. Hold on, let me find it. It's in here somewhere. But we've been going over all the different chakras, and right here, all the different chakras, and there's rituals, there's card pulls that you can do, there's all kinds of like little worksheets and just information and stuff over on the Patreon. And this week, what we've been talking about is your sacral chakra. That's like right in the bottom of your spine area, like your genital area, that area. And what it is it's the area of creativity and flow and things like that. And right now, honestly, I want you to think like how many of us are actually like flowing, or are we in survival mode? Um, I'm going to be, hold on, I'm trying to find my info. I'm going to be 60 years old this year. Like freaking crazy stuff. Uh, hold on. And I have realized I'm on a health journey. I've been doing supplements, watching my diet and all that. And as I'm feeling healthier, I'm realizing that I'm having a problem just relaxing and being because I've been in survival mode for so long. Um, so my question to you tonight is like, this is a totally like genuine question. And I found myself asking this to myself, like, when was the last time you felt genuine wonder? Like pure wonder. Not happiness, not relief, but wonder, not accomplishment. The kind that makes you stop and stare at a sunset like, oh, the kind that makes you see the moon and the stars and or like the Milky Way for the very first time on a really dark night. Um, when was the last time? Is my YouTube not working? Hold on. Nope, it's all working. When was the last time that you experienced pure wonder? Okay, kind of totally like makes you lose track of time doing something that you totally love. The kind that reminds you that life is more than responsibilities. Just take a moment. And I want you to like totally think about your answer. Because tonight we're going to explore what happens when survival becomes our normal way of living. And now we're going to begin returning to joy. Okay. And honestly, I understand this because I've had these issues. Like, I've been in survival mode for so long. Okay, I don't. Please, if you're one of my friends and you're messaging me during tea time, it's really distracting. Please don't do that. Just wait. I appreciate your help, but it's okay. If I make mistakes, it's all right. I don't really care. I'm human, just like everyone else. And I'm not going to be in survival mode anymore. I realize at almost 60 years old, I have raised so many kids and been in survival mode for so long. I had a very traumatic childhood, so I learned survival mode at a very young age. I was one of the kids that was a latchkey kid. I was bussed around on the summers. Who was going to take care of me during the summertime or vacations and stuff like that? So, and I was abused during those times. So I learned really quickly to always have my head on a swivel. Um, and I used to think like survival mode was like a power thing. Like it was my independence. Was super independence, and that was a good thing. But I want you to know, like, survival mode, it's not weakness, okay? It is wisdom. It's our nervous system telling us to do exactly what it was designed to do. We keep us safe. When life became difficult and uncertain and painful and overwhelming, our bodies will shift into a protection mode. That's where we become focused, alert. We feel we're responsible. We're real efficient. Like, we get stuff done really quickly, and we learn how to carry what needs to be carried, right? And sometimes those skills save us. The problem comes when survival becomes home. Like, you can be in survival mode to be able to survive through that crisis, but you can't stay there. Okay. It can't become home. And I've realized it's been my home for like 40 or 50 years. Like, I'm just now trying to learn how to have joy and wonder and get out of survival mode. Um, okay. When the dangers pass, but the armor remains is what I'm talking about. Like, even though we're no longer in danger, we still act like we are in danger. Like, everything's out to get us. The world's against us. When's the next bomb going to fall? When we continue embracing for these storms that are no longer happening, okay, we forget that living and surviving are not the same thing. And a lot of us are doing that. Like, right now, the economy and stuff, it's so hard, and we are just barely surviving. There's so many of us having a hard time, and that's okay. But you could still have a difficult time and find joy and wonder in the simple things, in the sunsets and stuff. Yeah, life sucks, and the groceries are outrageous, and I got $10 till next payday. But look at that freaking sunset. Do you know we can go watch it for free? Like, we don't have to pay nothing. We can sit outside. Let's have dinner outside and just watch the sunset. Okay. That's returning to wonder and joy. What do you think that does for your body? What do you think that does, like, for your spiritual connection? And I am going to do drawings. Like, I will do card readings and stuff, but what I'm trying to do is each week give you like a little sample of teaching and kind of help you on your spiritual journey. Everybody was asking about being unblocked and how to connect and stuff. And this being Father's Day, it's a good time to return to our childlike wonder, especially if your father has passed or there's loved ones that have passed that you want to connect with. When you resonate at the energy of joy and love, it's easier to connect to the other side. Okay. So the sacral chakra is often described as the center of your creativity, your pleasure, your emotion, and your flow. But tonight I want to suggest something like a little deeper. Okay. The sacral chakra governs our relationship with aliveness. Children naturally embody this. Okay. Childlike wonder is not just a thing, okay? Children explore, they imagine, they create. They become fascinated by ordinary things. Put a scoop and give a toddler a scoop, like a measuring cup and a bowl and some beans. Oh my gosh, they're busy for 20 minutes just pouring, okay? They become fascinated by ordinary things like that. Imagine, like, how fascinated is a toddler with a puddle or a feather or a bug or like a shiny rock. They don't ask whether wonder is productive. Like, with us as adults, we we feel guilty for experiencing wonder because we're not productive enough, because we're used to being in survival mode. Well, I can't do that. I have to take care of this stuff first. Okay, children don't do that. They simply experience the wonder. And perhaps that's why in so many spiritual traditions, everybody has, like, they teach that wisdom often requires becoming childlike. Not childish, but childlike, to be curious and present and open to wonder. Okay? And there's lots of cultures that teach and use water as a teacher. So the sacral chakra is represented by water. Okay, in Vedic traditions, it's associated with the water element and the flow of emotion and creativity. Now, this is full of water. Water flows no matter what it's in, it flows. It doesn't matter what the vessel is, okay? In Celtic traditions, there's sacred waters. There's wells. Wells were places that people went to worship, to pray, to connect. They also went for healing and inspiration. They would travel distances. They'd go to pilgrimages and sit beside these wells and these sacred waters to pray, to connect, to reflect, and also to receive guidance. There's so many stories in different historical traditions, like the Lady of the Lake. I'm trying to think. There's like so many of like spirits by waters or fairies or something where there's a spiritual connection at the waters. Okay. There's a lot of indigenous traditions too that honor water as a living medicine and a sacred relative. I use water a lot in my healings. I always have a vessel of water when I do energy work to help absorb negative energies. I use water to cleanse. I use moon water for a lot of things. And water teaches us something really profound. It doesn't cling, it doesn't force, it just flows. Like it doesn't cling onto anything. Water flows off of everything. And perhaps one of the reasons we become exhausted is because we spend so much energy resisting our natural flow. So, survival mode, do you think survival mode is part of our natural flow? Is that part of like our caveman? Like, as caveman, do you think they were always like worried about the dinosaurs or did they actually like play in the water? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. What did you love before life became so serious? Can you think about why the hold on. I'm not seeing any comments. Let me refresh this. So, see, I can see everybody's comments now. I'm so sorry. I didn't see anyone's comments on Facebook. Um, okay, hold on. I will catch up on everybody's comments, but just give me a minute. So I want you to think right now what you did and what you loved before life became so serious. What brought you joy and wonder? Okay. So I'd love to hear everybody's in the comments. The piece of the water and rolling pines, the Black Hills, the Grand Canyon for Dawn. Thanks, Dawn. How about over here? Hi, and I just felt my thirst that my body feels like it's vibrating all the time, even when nothing's wrong. That's energy. That's totally energy. So now I'm going to we're gonna move on. Me, what brings me wonder and joy? Honestly, it's my grandkids. It's like seeing life in the world through their eyes. Now, I'm going to give you some signs that you've been living in survival mode. And if you find that you have been, don't be harsh on yourself. I'm going to tell you, we're going to do like a little small activity before we do readings. I totally will get to readings. I just felt this was really important tonight. And I'm really trying to cover the chakras and stuff. I'm trying to make our tea time like a spiritual where we're feeding your soul. We're doing readings. We're all connecting and we're learning. And I really hope that it's all free, but it's just giving me an outlet. And I know so many of us right now in survival mode. So signs that you're still living in survival mode. You struggle to rest without guilt. Oh my gosh, I do that all the time. Well, I can't just go sit in my room at 3 o'clock and play the video game because I want to. I should have to do all this first, and then I can do that. No, that's survival mode. You feel uncomfortable receiving help, think that you should do it all on your own. You postpone joy until everything is finished. Yeah. You rarely do things purely because you enjoy them. You do them because you have to. You don't do something just for joy. That's survival mode. You can't remember the last time you felt playful. You are constantly preparing for the next problem. Okay, I got this month's bills paid, but next month I'm going to be short this much and I got to figure this out. And we got this going on and how am I going to do this? Um, or you feel responsible for everyone's well-being. Hello. Yeah, I do that a lot too. You have forgotten what brings you alive. That's the joy and the wonder. You're so stuck on survival mode, you forgot what really makes you feel alive and joyful. Um, and a lot of us will recognize ourselves as being in survival mode. Now, I don't want you to think of yourselves as broken because you're not. You just adapted. Okay. Now, this is the part I love. We're going to do like a wonder journal. Okay. So I'd like you, if you can, grab a piece of paper. If you're driving or something, no worries. Just do it in your head. Okay. But if you're not, grab a journal, like a piece of paper, a journal, and a pen. Okay. And I did this too. And because tonight, and we're going to do when we do the cards, we're also going to help bring joy and wonder. Like what would help you bring joy and wonder is what we'll probably do during our pulls. Okay. Now, I want you to think of 5 things that totally fascinated you as a child that made you go, oh, excuse me, where you had to learn more. Like you were so intrigued and stuff. What were 5 things that fascinated you as a child? So take a moment. What are 5 things? And write them down. I want you to see, and I want you to have a way to go back. Okay. And if you're not able to, see if you can do it on your phone. Like if you can keep a little note or something on your phone. Okay. Now, did you get the 5 things that fascinate you as a child? Now, 5 things that make you smile. What are 5 things that make you smile? Just out of the blue. You could be having a crazy day and you just see these things and you're like, and you just smile. No, you weren't planning on doing this, but I feel it's really important today we're getting ready to go into Mercury retrograde. We got a lot of planetary stuff going on, lots of emotions going around. What better time for us to get out of survival mode and recapture wonder? And it's summertime. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Are we all caught up? Can we go to the next thing? There's like 2 more list of 5. Okay, let me know. And then I'll read everybody's comments in just a little bit. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so the next thing, what are 5 things that you want more of in your life? 5 of them. What are 5 things you want more of in your life? Mhm. What? I was trying to hold Tabitha. She's always here, but she doesn't like being held. So 5 things you want more of in your life. I should have typed these for you guys. And then 5 things that help you feel alive. What are 5 things that make you feel alive? And then that's it. Super easy, but this is going to give you like a wonder journal. This is going to give you like lists when you're kind of lost or you're having a bad day and stuff. I want you to look at this. Okay. So, what would you guys like to share? What has come up with this journal? Did you do it? Like I did mine. Okay. So first off, 5 things that fascinated you as a kid. What made you go, oh, what kind of kid were you? Let's see. Who wants to share? Trisha, Donna, Dawn, Susan. Who else is here? Samantha. What are some things that fascinated you guys as a kid? And yes, I'm calling about Shaylin. What's something that fascinated you as a kid? 5 things. Nicole. Hi, Nicole. How are you, honey? I'm just scrolling through to see who's here. Dawn, Trisha. Who else is over here? That's it. And then Jade. Welcome, Jade. And I don't know. Ins Macan. Hi, Corey's baby. So, what are 5 things that fascinated you guys as kids? Do you want to know mine? I'm not going to tell you my nature. Yes, Dawn. Me too. I was very fascinated by nature. Anyone else? Riding a bike, animals, especially cats. I'm still fascinated and love cats and animals. Me too. Mine animals were one that was on mine. I forgot riding a bike when I was a kid. Oh my gosh. We lived in this, well, I went to see my grandma every summer in this little tiny town called Mount Vernon. Dawn actually lives there still. And we would ride our bikes all day, every day, all over town. Like I was only supposed to go in this little area, and my grandma was a butcher at the little store, and we'd go get free ice cream. But I always felt so free on the bikes. Swimming. Okay, here's Donna's. Hers was swimming, animals, playing, and riding bikes. Yeah, see, a lot of us are like, we played outside. Rides at amusement parks, especially roller coasters, mud pies. Yes, Susan. I loved making mud pies. That's actually on my list. We're mud pie. Yep. Plants, potions, and pies was on my list too. I know Mount Vernon. My best friend used to live there. I used to go there every weekend. Oh, Susan, welcome. I love Mount Vernon. It's a sweet little town. It was also a very tough town. I had a lot of bad dreams there too. Bad things, but that's okay. Jades were pets, 3-wheelers, nature. You can't come up with 5, but you will. It's okay if you can't now as we speak about them and stuff and return back. That's part of it. We've been in survival mode so long, it's hard for us to reclaim wonder. So that's what I'm trying to do tonight is just give you a little glimpse, and then you can continue on your own, okay? See, Jade, you got it. You did get 5. Pets, 3-wheelers, nature, and then you put wildlife and water. See, so you got it. Corey Babies was swimming, my bike, the stars. I was obsessed with the stars. I used to make my grandma take me to the planetarium all the time. Me too. I love the stars. The coolest thing for me, I went to the planetariums, but I never got to go, like, I only went with field trips and stuff. But in the summertime, I went hiking and backpacking and caving with my dad. And I lived with my mom in Richmond, Virginia, and it was city lights and you couldn't see the stars or anything. But when I would go in the summertime with my dad and we'd go hiking, it was like magic because he lived in New Mexico and the skies in New Mexico, like you can see the Milky Way, the stars are unbelievable. So that was me, the stars too. I was like fascinated, but I could never, I couldn't learn. I only learned like the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, Orion's Belt. I couldn't learn like I couldn't retain all the formations of the stars and the stories and all that. But man, I love to just sit and stare. Okay, anyone else? Trisha's water. Yeah, she's always fascinated by water. And Susan says, I love the stars too. I tell my kids those are our ancestors. Yes, absolutely. I always used to tell my kids, like, we're made of stardust. Where we go and where we come from is just like the stars. Like we're eternal. And that, like, we would look up at the stars and I was like, see how it wasn't like minute, but I was like in the world of things. Do you see how little our problems are? Like the world is so much bigger than our mortal issues, than our daily life, the stress, the survival mode. No, there's so much more out there than always having to wait for the other shoe to fall and even if the shoes fall, okay, it's okay. It's not the end of our world. Like we're magical. Like if you re-embrace wonder and joy, you'd be amazed what comes your way. Like when you're in survival mode, that's all that's going to happen is you're constantly going to be surviving. You're never going to get out of survival mode, okay? So somewhere along the way, a lot of us have become focused on healing, but we forgot why we were healing. Okay, we're not healing to simply survive more comfortably. No, we're healing so we can laugh harder, create more freely, and love more deeply. And also so you can connect. Okay, so you notice more beauty. You experience more wonder in your world. We all need to experience more wonder. Healing isn't a destination, it's aliveness. Okay. Um, and with that, that's so I want, oh crap. I just dropped one of my stones. I think it was my ruby. Um, I want you to keep this list of your wonders, okay? This is your wonder journal. When you catch yourself in survival mode, I want you to grasp hold of some wonder. What is it? Like, what could you do in your adult life that would help feed that inner child's joy and return you to childlike wonder and out of survival mode? And it's not easy to do. It really isn't. Like, but it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to make a conscious effort. And I've noticed I've been doing this a lot because I've noticed I do react. I am in survival mode quite often. My husband's got some major health issues going on. I got some major crap going on. And I could just survive and not enjoy life, or I could challenge it and find joy in the journey. And that's something that I've always preached, is like finding joy in the journey. Realizing that life is nothing but a journey, and it's not like a beginning, end, and middle. It's the whole thing's a journey. Your soul is on an eternal journey. Okay, so now let me go back. So do you have any questions? What do you think, guys? How many of you are in survival mode? Let me go back up. Hi, Dawn. Oh, thanks. Okay. I also have the like filter on to make you look a little cleaner. So that's part of why my skin looks so good. I'm in the Black Hills of South Dakota, the peace of the water. I think I got everybody's comments. So nice to see everybody here. So I do have my cards. You're in and out of it. I was really fascinated with trying to figure life out too. Like, who is God really in the afterlife? Haha. And here I am. Do you know? I did that too. Hi, Sarah. Of course. I did that too as a kid. I went to, my mom didn't believe in, my mom had like a weird God thing. I don't even know. But she wouldn't go to church. And I, for some reason, had like this spiritual hunger. Like, I went to church wherever I would see where the neighbor kids went. Well, wait, do you go to church? You do? Where do you go? And I would go, can I get a ride? Can I go with you? And, you know, there we go. In Virginia, like, of course you could go with us, some little kid. And so from like the ages of 6 to 13, I went to all kinds of churches. I went to Catholic, Baptist, Jewish, Protestant, Presbyterian, Methodist. Trying to think what else. I think that was it. Oh, Baptist, Southern Baptist. Southern Baptist scared me to death. And then as a teenager, that's when my dad showed me Mormon. I went to a Mormon church too. And that's through my high school years. That's what I attended. But I totally like was into, and I wanted to know about the afterlife. I didn't understand, and I had a lot of connections with like I was having a lot of experiences, and I think that was part of why I went to church, was to try to make sense of what I was experiencing. But nobody had the answers for me. I could not. Nobody had the answers. Like, I would read their books and I'd read their literatures and things like that, and I would get bits and pieces, but I wouldn't get any of the answers. And when I started in my 20s, I started sitting, I used to call it my Sunday church, and I would sit and contemplate the meaning of life somewhere in nature. I would sit on a rock and just contemplate the meaning of life. And that was my church. And I had so many beautiful revelations like that. And now I realize, because I was capturing wonder again. I was taking a moment and seeing the bigger picture of the world and how disengaged I was. And like those Sunday things of just staring out in nature and just connecting would like reconnect my soul to my bigger purpose. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys. I just feel so many of us are just surviving, and that's not what our life is about. We got to find joy. So let me see where Spirit wants to take me tonight. Okay, I'm just going to start looking at people's comments. Trisha's up first. Oh, that's funny as heck. I got pulled right to you. And Trish, I get you've been in survival mode for many years, and now you're finally experiencing joy. And I want you to continue the journey. I'm pulling cards as we're doing this. Oh, love it, love it, love it. You need to re-embrace joy and wonder, and it's a learning curve, okay? And your very first card is joy. Enjoy the little things. Your guides are spot on tonight. Like spot on. That this is your team, not mine. So the very first thing is joy. For you to enjoy the little things, like the little tiny things is like a ladybug. It's tiny and minute. The world could go to crap. You could have stress. You could have bills, but you still, like, you found that feather and you know who that's a message from. You saw the little tiny ladybug. You know who that is. Do you know what I mean? Like the little messages, the little, I used to call them God winks, or the little things that will bring you joy. Okay. Enjoy those little things. Love. Love the feelings, true feelings. Embrace your love, the true feelings of life, how you have re-embraced. And this is more like loving yourself. This is a total journey, but your cards are joy, love, a companion. There is a companion on the way, but it's a discerning friend. Like your friend is back. They're here. Your companion is there. And you need to continue to examine your existing beliefs and challenge them and keep moving forward. Yes, you deserve this. Of course, joy will be found. Of course, love will be found. Of course, a companion will be found. You just have to continue to believe, Trisha. Oof. And that definitely on Father's Day too. Now this is going to hit you, and I'm so sorry. You do have people around you from the other side. One especially, and he keeps showing me an American flag blanket, and I know who it is. Um, he just wants you to know that you do deserve joy and you do deserve to get out of survival mode. Love, companionship, all of that is on the horizon, but first off, it has to be found within. And that's part of your journey, is reclaiming the wonder again. Okay, and I know that you're doing that, so just keep going. Oof. And I hope that helped. Okay, now let me see. Okay, Suzanne. And I see you, Samantha. I'll get to everybody, okay? Let's see. Suzanne. And I want us to also remember this weekend. Oh, we got some cards reversed in here. This weekend is Father's Day. For good, bad, indifferent, whether you've had a mom who was a mom and a dad, or you had great men in your life who were examples, or not. Celebrate. I don't know. But I want you to know that the wonder will be reclaimed this weekend. Like, I want you to reclaim it, okay? I want you to see that you deserve it. If you're seeing yourself in survival mode, let's switch that this weekend, okay? Let that be your gift, okay? So, Susan. Are you still here, Susan? Let me know. I just want to make sure everybody's here. Oh, it wasn't showing me new. If you got time, I love the card. I see you, Jade. For some reason, there we go. It wasn't showing me all the comments. Okay, so Susan Powell, are you still here, sweetheart? And I did not do tea tonight. I was going to brew some tea, but it's so hot. There's Susan. My dad was an okay dad, but I don't blame him. He did the best he could. Yes, I'm here. See, and I get that my dad's the same way. My dad, I see every 7, 8, 10 years. He drifts in, drifts out. He was kind of there as a child. Like I saw him in the summers, but that was about it. And I'm the same way. He did the best that he could. So if you had a dad like that, it is what it is. But you realize that there's just as human as we are. So Susan. Oh, Susan, you have a very playful soul or spirit around you, like very playful, very cute, bubbly, almost like a fae presence. Oh, I love this for you. So I want you to know, this is a very eccentric person, a person with a different worldview. Okay. They're wanting you to be the eccentric person that you have always been, Susan. This is embracing that wonder. Okay. There is a detour coming up. There is a change of course. That this isn't fear. Are you embracing more joy and more wonder? You're going to kind of shift courses. You're going to be nurturing yourself and watering your own garden. Instead of being in survival mode and watering everybody else's garden and worrying about everybody else, you're going to be feeding your own garden, watering your own garden, which I get that you haven't ever done. You've been in survival mode and you don't need to be anymore, Susan. So start watering your garden, change things, start seeing more joy and wonder, and stay right where like you're on the right path. It's just going to be that detour is going to shift it, but all for the good. And embrace your eccentric self. Like you're not too much. Whenever I get that card, yeah, Donna's dad was amazing. You're lucky. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Would you stop? Okay. Let's see. Samantha. Samantha Mack. Are you still here, honey? Samantha. Samantha, I'm getting a military guy coming up in a uniform. I would say Air Force. Very skinny, kind of small boned. I'm not so sure if is this your father or is this like an uncle? Oh, you're so welcome, Susan. I really hope this helped a lot of you tonight because so many of us are in survival mode. And a lot of it's the times, man, and the planet, the astrology stuff that's going on and all the energies. But if we could capture the wonder and joy again, and I know it sounds like so cliche. Oh, if you could just be, well, yeah, we work with our darkness and our shadows, and we've been releasing all this crap. Well, when you release all this stuff, you got to fill it with something. You can't just go walk around empty because you released all this horrible crap. You have to fill it with something. Once you release, you have to replace it with positive energies. Okay. Yep. Samantha's still here. So Samantha, I do see a gentleman in, I believe it's an Air Force, and it's older. Like it seems like a wool jacket. Like he's wearing a come dress A's, I believe. The pants, the jacket, and the stripes, and he's got a foldable cover. And he smells like of smoke and whiskey, perhaps. Some kind of alcohol. Might just be beer. not sure. And he's not really saying anything. He's just making his presence known. Then I get like he's a memory. So I'm not sure if this is like an uncle or somebody that could have possibly passed like in Vietnam or something. But I'm getting like not killed, but like you don't know. It's okay if you don't know. You might find out or hear about him like coming up. I'm not sure. Just know he's present. He could be one of your guides or guardians, like um, from your ancestral line. That's somebody that's just keen to you and just watches over you. Okay. I want you to now is the time for you to reflect and reveal who you truly are. So I hope tonight, Samantha, you were listening about the survival mode and you reflect on it. And I really want you to pay attention to your wonder journal. Pay attention to the 5 things that made you smile as a kid or that make you smile. The 5 things that fascinated you as a kid, okay? This will reveal who you truly are, and it's going to help your reflection shine instead of you look in the mirror and going, oh, do you see these wrinkles? Do you see this gray hair? I don't want you to do that. I want you to look in the mirror and say, like, wow, look at all these adventures I lived. Look at all these gray hairs. Look at all these wrinkles. Oh, those are from smiles. Do you know what I mean? Like, start changing your perspective, your reflection. And then you need to cut off, let go of what no longer serves you. So the survival mode no longer serves you. You need to cut it out. Stop. And that's easier said than done. So perhaps keep a journal each day of 5 things that make you smile or things that made you smile that day, things that you're thankful for. Your wonder journal can grow. If you'd like examples on my Patreon, I do have pages for the wonder journal. I think I did like 2 for this week because I thought it was such a great idea. And then leisure. You need to remain lighthearted. This is also getting you out of survival mode, Samantha. Okay, so I want you to reflect on who you truly are. The reflection is going to reveal your true self. Cut out what no longer serves you. The survival mode doesn't serve you anymore. Wander. This is leisure. Taking off your boots, running your feet in the ground, remaining lighthearted, finding joy and wonder. So I hope that helped you, Samantha. That's what you need to be doing and how you're going to regain joy and wonder, okay? Could be your grandfather. As I'm in front of the mirror adding makeup. So see the makeup in the mirror. That's funny. He's calling you out. So please know if that could possibly be your grandfather. They're like there in that moment because that's why they pulled the mirror card. But also, doing makeup, does that bring you joy and wonder? I do. That's why I put makeup on almost every week. If I'm not doing makeup before tea time, it's just because I got busy with grandkids or something. But I love doing my makeup. Like it brings me joy and wonder. It makes me feel good. Um, I wasn't allowed to wear makeup as a teenager with my mom and with my dad. I was only allowed to wear eyeliner stuff unless I was modeling. And then I was allowed to. Once I started modeling, I think at like 14 or 15, then I was allowed to do makeup because I was learning how. So please know, yes, makeup brings you joy and wonder. Good. Continue, sweetheart. Get some cool makeup, like do some of that cool eyeliner and stuff, okay? Let's see. You say when you do, wait, hold on. I would lay outside there and just stare up at the stars for yes, I got that. When do you charge? I have a question. I was diagnosed with MS today, and they believe it's pretty far along, and that explains all my mobility issues and everything, and I'm scared I don't understand. You saying all that, I did the same thing. I was obsessed with the afterlife and the other side and psychics all while growing up in the Ouija board. I knew something was over there on the other side. I just couldn't get to it. Oh, that Ouija board stuff. Oh, I never touched one. Now, as far as being diagnosed with MS, okay, I hear you, I understand, and I know how scary that is. I've been diagnosed with some crazy stuff. A diagnosis isn't a definition or a sentence or fate. You can change, you can heal from anything. I know lots of people who have had MS. They believe that's what I have. Like, I've been tested so many times. I'm still doing scans and stuff. Um, but it doesn't define who you are. You are able to heal. You are able to live a very functional life. Okay. It's about embracing the joy and the wonder. And I say that as a person who's lived for 20 years with the past 20 years disabled, very limited on my ability to walk, my ability to cook, to stir, to do laundry. I don't even know what else, like lots of crazy stuff. So I'm always constantly trying to find ways to heal. Yeah, you have lesions on your brain. See, I don't have that. Like, they did check my brain. I'm going for another MRI. Yeah. So what you need to do is do your research, look at the foods that can trigger you. You need to get into yoga and things like that. MS is livable. You just have to find ways to do it. That's all. Okay? And I can imagine, I really don't have a single person in my life, and I have to face this all alone. You chose it because you're a warrior. That's exactly why you chose it. And there's lots of support groups and stuff. I know that you won't be alone for long. I feel that you're alone to heal. So I think it's kind of get you out of survival mode. Okay. As I pulled for you today, there is some excitement. There's energy. There is a rush of excitement. So right now you may be seeing, like, you're not getting the wonder. Okay. You can live a very full life at home, relaxed in your house, not having to run everywhere and do stuff. Like, you can embrace life. I see it. I've seen you successful. I know what's going to be for you. You just have to see it. Okay. You have to have the belief. Okay. And that was your other card, is belief. You will not survive anything. None of us will survive anything, have joy or wonder in our life, unless we believe that we are worthy of it and can live joyfully and happily. Okay. No one else in the world can make us happy. I understand being totally alone. I'm not totally alone now, but I can understand that that must be scary, must be crazy. I could see where it would make you angry, but I know all of this is for a reason. And I honestly think that you would not heal yourself if you were tempted. If you had other people distracting you, or that you were taking care of, or you're in survival mode because you're worried about them and not yourself. Do you understand, Shawnee? I hope you understand. And it's all about changing your mindset, finding a different perspective. So you're looking at this like a curse, like a horrible thing, instead of, "Oh, I finally know what's wrong with me. Now I can tackle it. It has a name. I know what happens. How do I live with this? What do I do?" Instead of, "Oh my gosh," like, you have to switch from the survival mode, like, "Oh my gosh, why did this happen to me? Why me? Like, I don't have enough stuff on my plate." You understand? And it's hard. Yeah, your trauma and survival mode has shifted. I'm out of survival mode, and every time I think I'm moving forward, I get slapped. You're not getting slapped. You're not getting slapped. See, that's a perception and a belief. Yeah, exactly. You know what's wrong, but it doesn't mean that you're broken or anything. It just means that you got some stuff that you're carrying, some extra stuff that you're carrying. So now what are you going to do with it? How are you going to handle it? Okay, move forward. Learn everything you can about MS. There's so many things, so much research and stuff going on. Okay, it's not a death sentence. Not at all. Might be difficult for sure. See, look at that. Dawn, I told you I had a friend. I wasn't going to share till she did. She's lived with MS for 20 years, and she's healing from it right now. Okay, did you see hers? Hold on, let me. Thank you for sharing, Dawn, because I'll never share. I'll never share your guys' information here. But see, I want you to know that there's people that I know that live very well with that mess. Okay. So I hope that reading helps, Shawnee. I'm sorry that you're experiencing this journey right now and that it's tough, but you got this. Okay. And Samantha said, trying to feel like myself again. I felt for quite a while. That's okay. We all do. Just because you're probably in survival mode. No biggie. You got this. Okay. Now, Miss Jade. Told therapist today, I said, go figure. I get a neurological disorder I've only been messed with my whole life. It's okay. You're not messed with. Your life is a journey. You wouldn't be who you are if it wasn't for the things in your life that occurred. You'd be a totally different person, right? Okay, so Jade. Jade, are both your parents gone? Or are these your grandparents? I have a couple here. The guys, they're very sweet. They're very loving. They're definitely a couple. But I'm not sure if it's your parents or your grandparents. And they're like sitting in the same chair, like one in the chair and one on the armrest. Oh, it's funny. I sat here shuffling these like crazy, Jade. But you also got the reflection. Your reflection is revealing who you are. And these people are reflecting like who you truly are. So with this, I'm getting they know you as a child and who you truly are. Your grandparents. Okay. They're wanting you to embrace this childlike wonder. Okay. They want you to see who you really are. This is going to tune your instrument. Might be difficult to return to joy and get out of the survival mode. But when you do, you're going to be aligned more. Your instrument's going to run smoother. Instead of the violin going like, it's going to be like, ooh, you're going to make a beautiful music. And you also got the leisure. Remain lighthearted. Lighthearted's joy. Take off those work boots, run through the grass, and embrace the childlike wonder. Okay, Jade? Um, and I know it sounds cliche and stuff, but it really isn't very hard. And when you have issues and difficulties trying to embrace this wonder, Jade, I want you to see yourself as they see you. I see them sitting in this big chair, like one's sitting there, like she's sitting on the armrest, and you're dancing or doing a play or something, like you're in this little yellow dress, like you're performing for them or something. Don't lose that, Jade. That little girl is still in there, the one that had all this wonder and joy. And she was just so full of energy and so bubbly and bright. You're very bright, energy wise, is what I'm talking about. Okay. So I'd really like to find you embracing that. Now, I want you to realize what would happen. Okay. None of us are here tonight by mistake, right? Right. We all learned about survival mode tonight. What would happen if every one of us, what is there, like 10 of us or so? 5, I don't know how many are here, but maybe 5, 4 here, 4, I don't know. But anyway, what if we all just shifted and brought more joy into our lives and our energy? Like we vibrated at a higher level. What would difference and what changes would that make in your life overall if you're no longer in survival mode? You're no longer servicing others. You're no longer looking for the next bomb to fall. You're no longer feeling like the world's out to get you. You're no longer carrying everything for everyone else. You're doing it for yourself. You're smiling each day. You're vibrating with joy and energy. You know what that's going to do for you? For you personally, it's going to raise your vibration. It's going to help your blood flow. It's going to help you sleep better. You're going to boost your serotonin, your dopamine levels. Your mood's going to be better. Your skin will be better. It's such a ripple effect. As your energy raises and the vibration raises, guess what? You'll start becoming unblocked. You'll start experiencing more on the other side. If you start diving into your spirituality and things like that, you will start experiencing stuff because your vibration will be heavier. Okay. Um, so coming into this week, I want you to think about what will bring you genuine joy this week. Not productivity, not achievement, joy. Okay. I want you to know the rivers still flow. The moon is still out there. Wonder still exists. And I want you to remember, like, the most sacred thing that you guys could do this week is know that you deserve to have wonder again in your life. We all do. So I hope with that, everybody has had a great night tonight. I hope that I've gotten all of your readings done. If I have not, I apologize. I'll get to you next time, but I think I got everybody. I'm pretty sure I got everyone. I don't think I did Dawn, though. Not sure. If I did not and you still need a reading, let me know before I totally close, okay? But thank you guys so much. Don't forget, over on my Patreon page, you can check out some articles on the different chakras. I've gone from the crown chakra all the way down to the sacral. Next week will be the base chakra, your root chakra, okay? And there's worksheets over there. There's all kinds of rituals. I haven't done any spells yet, though. But just like maybe I have. I don't think so. Grimoire pages and stuff that you can like print out and put in your grimoire, stuff like that. So that's over MamaCole's Nest over on Patreon. And what else? Oh, and I have an Etsy shop too. If you need bath salts, pendulums, a medicine bag, anything like that, teas, body butters, things like that, I make all that over on MamaCole's Nest on Etsy. Your grandparents basically raised you. That's why I couldn't figure out, Jade, if they were parents or grandparents, because I was getting parents, but then they were much older and they were showing me when they were sitting in that chair, they were more relaxed than normal parents would be. Like there was, I can't even understand. It's hard for me to explain it, but like they were representing both as parents and grandparents. So I love that for you, Jade. Okay, you're good. Okay, Dawn. Just means there must not have been. Oh, wait. I got Sarah and Donna. Okay, I got 3 of you guys. Okay. I got you guys. I see you. I see you. I see Crystal too. I got you guys. No worries. I always say I won't leave nobody hanging, okay? Okay, so Sarah, let me start with you, Sarah. And I see you too. Sarah, Crystal, Donna, and Dawn. No worries. So Miss Sarah. I see a big red heart. That's it. A big red heart. Like a fluffy, like a red heart fluffy pillow. Couldn't tell you what that is. I've got your cards drawn. Healthy choices. Choose wisely, Sarah. So this is make sure what you're putting in your body is healthy. Watch some of your habits. I don't know if you vape or something like that. Not sure what this is alluding to, but there's something that isn't so healthy. So just keep an eye on that and start choosing a little wiser. That's all. Home. Appreciate the comfort and sense of belonging. Your home's absolutely beautiful. Make it your sanctuary. Appreciate the comfort and self-care. So you have a lot of care, Sarah. Yours is all care, home, and self-care. Heal, repair, and reconnect. So I'm getting that you're totally been in survival mode also, and it's time for you to make healthy choices to help you ground yourself, to come back to yourself, to relax at home, make it your nest, appreciate the comfort, and feel the sense of belonging. Okay? You take care of yourself, heal, repair, and reconnect. So I get this is more like reconnecting with your wonder, like bring back the childhood joy and stuff, and that's going to heal you. Okay, Sarah? Okay, Donna. I didn't forget you, Donna. Now, Donna, is your brother deceased too? Is there a brother, a boy? Set your, yeah. So Sarah, I'd encourage you to head over to Patreon and just read some of the free articles that'll help you to get out of survival mode. Just dive a little deeper and recognize, yeah, a lot of us are in survival mode. It's not a big deal. You can get out of it just by reclaiming some wonder. Okay? So Donna. And Donna, your dad is saying to honor your husband on Father's Day. Um, don't worry about him. He's doing great. Your husband needs honoring because it isn't always easy for him right now. And you have this eccentric person, also this person with a different worldview. I get this as you. You need to be embracing yourself again, Donna. Okay? You also need to be finding the joy in the little tiny things. Stop picking things apart. Get yourself out of survival mode. You also got to change, of course. You have a detour coming up. And I think this is more like the joy. Instead of always looking for the next thing to fall or always worried or I can't do this, I can't unblock, I can't. No, you can find more joy and wonder and switch a little bit to where you're celebrating, you're enjoying your victories and celebrations, your victories with others. And this is more the childlike wonder. This is you, instead of worrying and stressing over what everybody else is doing who is grown and worrying about how to take care of them and how to nurture everybody. And if everybody's got what they need, that needs to be backed off. And you need to be, what does Donna need? Wow, what's going to make me smile today? I need to go for a walk on the beach with my hubby. We haven't done that in years. Why haven't we done that? Things like that bring you joy and wonder. I think we should go walk around the lake and watch the sunset. I think we should. Okay, what's going to bring you joy and wonder, Donna? Because that's what you need right now, honey. Okay? You enjoy more now, but keep going. Keep going, Donna. It's a journey, and you are on the right track. Hi, Anna. Nice to see you, honey. Crystal. Now, Crystal, I have thought of you a lot lately. I don't know if you've been struggling or what's going on. Now, normally, and I don't want to message anybody, but normally, when I've worked with you and I've done a few readings and stuff, there are times that your loved ones will come to me and they'll show me stuff, and I'm like, okay, like I just know I don't know what's up with you. I don't know if you're struggling or having a hard time to find the wonder, but please know I know that you're worthy of it, Crystal, and you will find it again, okay? And your son is very present, and he's ever the jokester. Like, you've got to start finding the silly stuff again. Oh. See, this eccentric card, I sat here and shuffled, and I keep drawing it. Crystal, adventure. Be open to new adventure and experiences. I want you to be open to the joy and the wonder. Like, challenge yourself. Go outside your comfort zone, okay? Crystal, embrace the eccentric self. You do have a different point of view. You do have a different way of looking at things, and that's okay. We love that. It takes all kinds of people to make up this world, and the more eccentric ones are the ones who make our lives interesting. Obstacle. There is an obstacle. You are overcoming an obstacle in your path. And I get this is your grief. Okay? It takes time. Don't worry. It's just a test. It's a divine test. Okay? So this obstacle, first off, we're going to find some adventure. Be open to new experiences, which I get this whole journey is a new experience for you. I want you to embrace your eccentric self. Okay? We need that, the wild self. And that's what I'm showing, like your son is showing your wild self. He's showing you dancing in the rain, jumping in mud puddles. But he's showing me you doing that screaming and crying, but also times where you did that joyfully and laughing also. So it's okay. Either way you do it, you can do both. Nothing says that you have to hold it together all the time or have this joyful, beautiful, smiley self all the time. Okay, this is all just a test. Okay, you're already in the test. It's one of the hardest tests of your life, and I totally get that. But you will get through this, Crystal. Your son is right by your side, and I get for you, some of us here do have gifts and talent. All of us do, and we're all able to communicate to the other side. But I get, Crystal, that your experiences will be more profound and they will come front and center as you start lifting your vibration a little bit more. Okay. So I really hope that helped. Oh, you're going to the beach Saturday. I love that, Donna. For your birthday. Well, happy birthday. I love that. So that's why your dad was showing not to celebrate Kim this weekend, for you to celebrate. Okay, Miss Anna. Oh, Anna, your mom's here. And normally, in the past, when I've had your mother come through, she's glitzy and glammy and stuff. And today I'm smelling food. Lots of food. Good food. Like good food. You also got the reflection card. Your reflection reveals who you truly are. So I'm getting like this gift of food is revealing who you truly are. You find joy in cooking. Don't deny yourself of that. The joy and wonder of cooking is a reflection of who you truly are. Still be open to new experiences. I know life has knocked you down and it's been very difficult. I want you to continue to be open and adventurous. And there are some things in your life that need cut off. You need to let go of what no longer serves you. This can be very difficult. I get this is probably also survival mode. Um, you know what's in your life that doesn't serve you. You know the energies that you're putting into things that you're not getting the energy back from. So be aware of that, Anna, okay? Know your mama loves you very much. And whatever it is you're cooking this weekend or whatever, like, keep doing it. Definitely do it, okay? There's something about your connection. Do you feel your mama when you cook? Oh, you're so welcome, Crystal. I'm so glad it makes sense. I think of you often. There's quite a few times that I think of people who I've done readings for because your loved ones will just like blip through. And I really want to reach out to you those times, but I think that's just kind of weird. Like, I'm not doing it for anything, just to let you know that they're around and they want to let you know. Okay. Oh, a bonfire. I haven't been to a bonfire in years. Now, who was the other one? Dawn. Dawn, are you still here, Dawn? I'm sure you are, honey. Dawn had a reading a few weeks ago. It was the funniest thing. It had Wizard of Oz stuff in it. Okay, and then I think Dawn is my last one. Okay, Dawn. Now, Dawn, did your mom have like walking issues? Did she have like really rather large legs and like did she walk with like a walker? Like have issues walking? Um, I'm seeing this woman who has issues walking, and I'm being shown like how proud, and I see a dad, like I think that's your dad, but I'm just being shown like the pride. Oh, you got the reflection. I've been sitting here shoveling these, but you also got the reflection to reveal who you truly are. Um, and they're showing me your niece. Like, is she, when you look at her, is she revealing like who you really are? Something about the journey that you're on right now. There is a reflection, and that reflection is revealing who you truly are. And if you don't like what it is, you're in the process of changing everything right now. And maybe you didn't even see. I'm getting like you didn't like the reflection before, and now you're not seeing the true reflection. You need to like clean your mirror so that you can see who you really are, Dawn. because you're not getting it completely yet. You will, but your mirror is just a little dirty, and it's revealing the beauty within. You have so much abundance coming your way. This is financial material gains. So by cleaning your mirror and revealing your true self, there's going to be so much on the horizon for you. And I want you to continue to listen to your intuition and to your inner voice. Follow it on this journey that you're on always. Never second guess it ever. Okay? Clean that mirror a little bit. And it's almost like your perception mirror. It's how you're perceiving things. Let the mirror reveal who you really are, okay? She's you all over again. Yeah. And you're seeing a reflection of yourself in her. So help her embrace the childlike wonder. I have a feeling she's been in survival mode. Your niece and your nephew both have been in survival mode. And all three of you are going to learn how to re-embrace wonder and joy again, okay? So that's my challenge to you guys this next week is I'd like you to each day, you don't have to do that whole list, but try to pick like 5 things that make you smile or 5 things that bring you wonder that day. And then let's see how we did next week, or comment on the replay or something, okay? You made rice and beans with black beans and steak. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. He responded, yeah, you got the gift of cooking from your mom. So Anna, keep doing that. That sounds so delicious. And you keep seeing Carter on the yard every day. I put a bird feeder out, but I immediately know that's her. Of course it is. I love when there's a common theme. Beautiful reading. Me too. And when there's a common theme, you know that spirit is giving the message to all of us to reveal who we truly are. Bring the wonder forward because they want that in the world. Like, just imagine if we all raise our vibration and stuff, how much more beautiful is this little corner of the earth going to be where you're at? Okay. So with that, I'm going to go eat my late dinner tonight. I love you guys. I will see you next week. Same time, same place. And I wish you guys a wonderful week. Take care. And bye-bye.